It's melting.
Okay, guys, what have you observed about oobleck? What have you seen? What's it like?
That's really, when it goes in your hand, it tries to melt. It tries to melt.
It tries to melt?
Yeah.
Asking kids questions can help them get the most out of the after-school kids science activities. Look at this! Here are a few tips about what kinds of questions to ask in different situations. Most questions fall into two categories, broad or focused. Broad questions like,
how can we use a parachute to make a rocket land more slowly?
Are open-ended questions. They have more than one answer, and they encourage kids to share and discuss different ideas.
Slowly. It uses air resistance, so then the parachute, it'll fall down slowly.
Focus questions ask for specific information.
These objects?
Focus questions, like,
Can you cut oobleck?
Yes, you can.
are yes or no questions, keeping responses short and focused.
Oh.
Let's watch how this leader uses a focused question.
Which mixture made the biggest bubbles according to you, to this chart? Eric?
The biggest bubbles I have to say is brand X.
The question asks what the kids saw, and there's a specific short answer. While they don't usually prompt further discussion, focused questions can lay the groundwork for more questions and further exploration.
If people were riding in your rocket, do you think they would have had a safe landing? Show me with your heads, not your mouths.
For example, you might follow up by asking the simplest broad question, why?
Why? Why not?
Here's an example of a broad question.
What do you see going on? What's happening? Yeah.
There's a predator right over there, and it looks like there's less deer.
That broad question asks the kids to give their own opinion. There's room for a variety of answers, which makes it interesting for kids to think and talk about.
Okay. Now, what do you predict might happen next? Yeah.
There are going to be like more predators, and then it shows them eating the deer, and there's going to
Broad
be...
questions are opportunities for conversation. When you ask a broad question, encourage more than one child to respond. Have the kids respond to each other's ideas. Ask follow-up
I
questions.
think it'll just be the same, because as the predators multiply, the prey will multiply too.
So you think they might keep each other in balance?
Yeah.
How could you make the rocket land more gently? Okay? Quiet hands. I'd love to see some other students share some ideas. I know there's lots of good ideas in here. I'm gonna wait till a couple more hands go up.
With every question, it's important to wait before you start calling on the kids. If you need to, count to 10 in your head. Give the kids time to collect their thoughts and form their answers. You may even hear from children who don't normally respond. Waiting helps all kids, especially the shy ones and your English language learners. The session guides provide questions you can ask the children during the activity. You can ask the children your own broad and focused questions. If a question doesn't get the response you hoped for, try rephrasing it or ask a different question. A few thoughtful questions can turn a good activity into a great one.
Funding provided by Oracle, the Noyce Foundation, the S.D. Bechtel Jr. Foundation, the David and Lucille Packard Foundation, and the Stephen Bechtel Fund.